know when you see something and you just have to ask yourself, has this real? And then you say, wow, that just happened. That's right. What's going on, everyone? Here for Reggae Boyz commentary. Jamaica 1, Honduras 0. Absolutely fantastic result for the Jamaicans. Our first ever victory over them in a friendly international since 1995. If you look through the head-to-head history, the Hondurans do have the edge where this is concerned when you look at where things are, because they have history of beating us on more occasions. We've lost to them on 12 occasions. Prior to tonight, we've only beaten them on 6 occasions, and we've drawn on 5 occasions with them. If you look at some of the recent results we've had against them, we've drawn 2-2 against them in the World Cup qualifiers. That was our last match against them, which took place in Jamaica. And then prior to that, we had a string of losses against them. We lost 2-0 to them in Honduras in the World Cup qualifier. And prior to that, we lost in a friendly international, losing to them 2-1 in, it was Demar Phillips, I believe, on that occasion, who got the goal for us. Absolutely wonderful for Jamaica. Damien Lowe scoring his first international goal for Jamaica. I tell you, because interesting, his father, Anandi Lowe, scored against Honduras as well. That was a 2-2 draw back in 2004. March 31st, 2004. So you could say almost 13 years ago. This is absolutely fantastic. Wonderful. Wonderful news. Reggae Boyz fans, if you want to leave anything in the comments below, please out your comments and any questions that you may have about this encounter as I read through some of the match stats from this encounter. So let me just give me a second to bring up some of the comments that you left with me for me. While I do so, some of the comments that you may have. Let me just do that quickly. So Jamaica had the Honduras was 55% ball possession. Jamaica was 45%. Honduras had 8 shots on target. 3. They dominated, and we made use of our opportunity when encountered. Can you believe it? The Central American champions. Wonderful. There's not many times that we get to speak about victories against Honduras because they don't come very often. They don't. Our last came in the 2011 CONCACAF Gold Cup, where we beat them 1-0 thanks to a goal from Ryan Thompson on that occasion for us. That was June the 13th, 2011. Prior to that, we have to go back to 2008. I remember being at the National Stadium on that occasion where Luton Shelton ran past 3 players, beat the goalkeeper, Noel Valladares, had an acute angle, but comfortably slotted the ball into the back of the net. Absolutely wonderful. Somebody sent me a video of the goal, so I'm going to see if I can try show it to you, the viewers. Let me see if I can do that. I'm definitely going to do my best to upload it, but let me see if I can show it to you. Somebody sent it to me on my phone of Damien Lowe scoring. So let me see first if that can happen, and then I'll go straight in the comments. Them still has a goal, you know. Oh boy, Jamaican people are the best. I wanted to say goal, goal, goal or so because I was following on a Honduran stream. God, I did Spanish in high school. I was able to follow because I speak so fast. Goal, 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 goal. So that was something. That was really, really something. So let's go into your comments as I finish all of this. All right, Cooley Two Foot says, "Wow, indeed. Yes, I agree." O'Shane, not disappointed, was not able to watch the game live. Yes, I agree that it was not able to, but JFF didn't have the rights for the game, therefore they couldn't sell it to the local television stations in Jamaica. So that is why we could not be able to watch the game. Drainik, nothing to celebrate. This team will not compete against stronger opposition. I understand and I take your point, Drainik. It was indeed only Honduras's local team. However, this local squad that they carried America. So you have to give them props for that. Regardless of it being just local players, Honduras always produces a lot of cream of the top players in Central America. So I have to give the Jamaicans credit where this is concerned to pull away with the victory. Honduras CB team, you're behaving like would be their World Cup qualifying team. Point taken, Andrew. I understand what you're saying. If you look at their strongest team compared to this team right now, you could say it is a B team, but you could say it's the same for us as well. We had 7 local players starting on the park for that. We haven't seen that in quite some time, actually. In a very, very long time, we haven't seen that sort of situation happen. You can go as far back as 2001 against Costa Rica, losing 1-0 at the National Stadium, likes of Keith Kelly getting an appearance, Robert Scarlett, for an example. Those sorts of things very often. I understand what you're saying there. Cooley Two Foot says, "I'm glad we scored and won a match. It's just a start." Yep. Richard Kamika, okay, but Jamaica is also using a BC team. Yep, that is true. Drainik says, "Come on, Simon, you can't tell performances over the 2 games." I must say, as it relates to the actual performance, no, I'm not pleased. But as it relates to the result, yes, because we are dominated against the Americans and the Hondurans in these 2 kind of encounters. So I would not necessarily say that I am pleased with the way that we played. However, I am glad with the result. It was a bit like you could say at Manchester United with Louis van Gaal, they were able to scrape out and carve out a few results, but it wasn't the most aesthetically pleasing on the eye. You could say it's similar here as well. It's going to take some time for them to gel if Tapo is in charge in the Caribbean Cup and the Gold Cup. All right. Javali Grant says, "Who was the key player?" O'Shea Knott says, Drainik says, "It's a start. Hope we never see it again." Well, a lot of people share your views, and that is why I did a video on my channel yesterday about Danny Simpson as a right back. What he could do for Jamaica, because he is that sort of player that could, defensively, he could drop as a centre half if necessary, cleans up the back very well. He's a player I had on my eye since he was at Manchester United in around 2007, 2008, thereabouts. He was a player on my eye, and I wish that he was part of our national team from back then, but it looked like he had his heart set on England, because if you look at his tweets recently, it's like he's very irate and saying, "Oh, what do I have to do to get in the England squad?" So it's very sad where that is concerned, because I really do like Danny Simpson as a defender. People have also been getting involved on the Reggae Boyz forum, so I'm going to read some of the comments from the individuals on the Reggae Boyz forum, what they have been saying as well. So let's see what they have been saying. So, I mean, you grew up watching the days of Carlos Pavon, Danilo Trucios, Amado Guevara, Johnny Palacios, Wilson Palacios, Milton Nunez, Noel Valladares, David Suazo. You grew up watching this wonderful generation of Honduran footballs, and their football is on a decline at this moment. So a lot of people in the comments will say, well, if you look at this Honduras team, they're not quite the same venomous and that drives the fear of God into the opposition like they once were in the 2010, 2002 campaigns, etc. But they're a team that brings out results, and for Jamaica to come away with a victory, I'm happy with that. So there's another question we have to ask ourselves now. Moving forward. Why do I say that? Has been in charge of these game for 2 games. That says all that we know. That he's in charge of Jamaica for the 2 friendly internationals. Captain Horace Burrell stated that he will be in charge for Jamaica for the 2 friendly international against the United States and Honduras. He has completed those 2 matches. He has completed those 2 matches being head coach for Jamaica against USA and Honduras. So now the next question on everybody's lips is, will he be in charge for the Caribbean Cup against French Guiana and whoever we meet in the final or 3rd place playoff? And will he be in charge for the 2017 edition of the CONCACAF Gold Cup? That is the next question on everybody's lips. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below about this. And do you want him to continue as head coach? Let me just read some of those comments, and then I'll give my personal opinion on this matter. Drainik says Danny Simpson would be good, but he did turn us down when Burrell raided England. Well, to be honest, Nick, that is not exactly how it went out. What happened was that his agent was very rude towards Captain Burrell, and Captain Burrell didn't pursue him. That was back in January 2013, so he never turned down Jamaica. Kenil 8 says, who scored? Never watched the match. Damien Lowe scored for Jamaica. His first goal for Jamaica. Father's last goal for Jamaica came against Honduras. Drainik says, I agree, Hondurans are actually on the decline. A very, very rough team, though. Yep. Honestly, at every level, it's like they're one of our bogey teams, you could say, alongside Panama in CONCACAF. Simon, what did Burrell say about Leon Bailey the other day? I missed the sports news. Is everything okay with him and Burrell? That's the $1 million question now, Drainik, and I will address that matter in another video. Sure. Wavy says, who scored for Jamaica? Damien Lowe scored for Jamaica. Damien Lowe scored for Jamaica. All right. So, Theodore Tapple Whitmore. Do you remember when you had his spell as interim manager for Jamaica? There was so much positivity around at that moment in time. We brushed aside El Salvador 3-0, Guatemala 2-0. Then when Werner Simoes was fired again, he came in, got the results for us, beating Mexico 1-0, beating Honduras 1-0, beating Canada 3-0. John Barnes came, and then John Barnes left. 2009 Gold Cup, rough patch for the Jamaicans. 2011, we bounced back on the top up. All Jamaican-born players mixed from Scandinavia, England, MLS, China, etc. was part of our squad in that Gold Cup. But if you remember, as soon as the Brazilians came in, Montesso, Brigatti, Gama, Senior and Junior, things started to change. What Tapo was trying to do is as if he wasn't in charge. What do I want? I say give Tapo this role until the end of the Gold Cup. We evaluate, and then we press forward. Because we do have other things on the horizon to look forward to moving forward. We need to think about what else can we get involved in. I mean, there's so many opportunities out there for more games, more matches that I think we're not taking advantage of. The Island Games is coming up. Jamaica could certainly participate in that. You know, there's talk about football being played in the Commonwealth Games, which is in 2018 next year. That's another opportunity there. Why not? We need to make use of these opportunities because as we know, we're out of the 2018 campaign and it is very... but 2018 is going to be a barren year for us, and we need to stay active with matches. Why? Because after the World Cup, the 32 teams that are going to participate, they're going to climb high in the rankings. Jamaica is going to fall down in the rankings, and that ranking is going to be used for seeding for the next World Cup qualifying campaign. And again, we're going to be put in another tough group. So that is why we need more matches, more matches, more matches, more matches, more matches. If it means we're playing Grenada, Trinidad, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Guyana, Antigua, Barbados, because every win adds up. You jump in the rankings, you jump again, your ranking is better, your seeding is better at different tournaments, you avoid the likes of USA, Mexico, Costa Rica, Honduras, etc. in those sorts of tournaments, and so that we can progress. That is what I want. That is exactly what we need. So before we wrap up this video, let's have a quick look at Billy Bob says, I hope we get more friendlies. I agree, especially on those FIFA dates. During Simon, I have nothing against local young talent and senior local talent, but I don't think they alone can do it. I agree 100% with you on that one. We do need our English-based players, Mariapa especially. Jamaica's entire football structure needs to be changed from high school level. We have our kids basically playing football for 3 to 4 months and then having sitting out the remainder. Yeah. Play football from September to December, and then what? World Cup qualifiers comes around. We get together a team 2 weeks before a tournament, and what happens? All right. Yes, so that basically wraps things up. Thank you all for everyone who has joined in on this live stream. Really, really appreciate it. Just to wrap it up, Damien Lowe scored in the 71st minute of this encounter. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to drop a like in this video below. Don't forget to as well YouTube channel, Reggae Boyz Commentary. Really appreciate all the support that you have been giving me. I am this close to 1,000 subscribers, so please help me as I push for that. And then after that, go for 2,000, 10,000 subs, and then the sky's the limit from there, I'll have to say. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate everyone in the comments. The fans that make this channel possible. You are the reason why I do this, and this is why I'll continue to do this for as long as possible. Thank you very much to everyone. Drainik, thank you for all of your passionate comments as well. Really, really appreciate it. You've been a proud supporter of the show. You always leave your comments, and I always appreciate you dropping a line. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a pleasant evening, and stay tuned for more videos later in the week, this week. And just before I wrap up, a question coming in: how Jordan Fletcher played? A 7.5 out of 10. Gallant performance from him.